Hello friends, how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. Today's video is going to be a 3 looks, 3 palettes. I have 3 fun palettes here to share with you. One of them has been out for a little while, 2 are coming soon, and I am just excited to showcase these palettes and play with them. I feel like these were all such completely different vibes. I created 3 completely different looks, and I can't wait to show you. I'll be doing close-ups of all of these, swatches, all that good stuff. I'll have all of the makeup details down in my description box, as well as any launch details for the 2 that haven't launched yet. And I'm just very excited. As far as my accessory details and everything, I will give those details as I do each individual look. So without further ado, let's just hop in and talk about all these palettes. The first palette I have is the Jolie Beauty Till Death palette. One of my friends and clients actually gave me this palette. She just thought that I would really enjoy it, and I do love this color story. She knows me well. I think these murky, cool-toned, muted vibes are so pretty. I'm really excited to dive more into this one. We have an arrangement of mattes, satin, shimmers, and very glittery shimmers. Like, they aren't super gritty like traditional pressed glitters, but there definitely are some like more glitzy, glitter-ish shades in this palette. This is the one that's already launched. This one launched, I want to say earlier this year, if I'm not mistaken. So this one is already available unless it's like sold out or something, but if I can, I'll have it linked down below for you. The next palette I have for this video is the Melted Mattes from Bella Beauty Bar. I love this brand so much, and I get so excited to see a new launch from them. This is an all matte 20 pan, half neutral, half neon palette. Such a fun combination. I don't think I've really seen a palette quite like this before. Like, I've definitely seen like half neutral, half colorful. I've seen neons and brights mixed together, but I don't really see just traditional neutrals mixed with bright neons. This is very, very cool. These are very creamy to the touch. They aren't that super dry, almost gritty feeling neon. These are super creamy, and I'm very excited to dive more into this one. This palette is launching on August 2nd at 12 p.m. EST, and you can use my affiliate code BattyBean to save on their site. On top of this launch, they're also launching the mascara, which I have been loving. I'll give updates throughout this video. And there is also the Molten Chromes and the blush palette. I do not have them at this moment that I'm filming this. I will have already gotten them and started using them by the time this video goes up, I think. So just stay tuned. I will have videos and looks coming with those specific products as well. But that whole collection is launching on August 2nd at 12 p.m. EST. And last but not least, we have the new Glaminatrix Barely Basic palette. I was so nervous about this palette when I first saw the name, but this is gorgeous. This is so pretty. I love these tones. I love just this very yummy fall vibe. I love the gradient of colors. I love these beautiful shifty shimmers. This is so cool. And this palette is launching on Saturday, August 3rd at 6 p.m. EST. And you can also use my affiliate code on Glaminatrix site to save money. And of course, like I said, I'll have all the launch details for these different palettes in my description box, as well as any discount codes for whatever I have discount codes for. But this is so pretty. I love the vibes of this. And honestly, it's kind of giving the Unearthly Cosmetics leather and lace, but like expanded upon, you know, because this also has like the row of cool tone neutrals. This has so many pretty shifty iridescent shimmers. This one is just a more kind of curated down version of this, but I do feel like also this formula is before Unearthly's formula got really, really good. Like, their formula was always nice, but now their formula has gotten much, much better over time. And this formula, I feel like, has also kind of surpassed the old school Unearthly formula. So if you were looking at this palette, or maybe you wanted an updated version of it, this could be one for you to look toward if you're into this kind of color story. But I will give more thoughts and details at the end of the video once you've seen me play with all of these. So let's get into the looks, and I will give you more thoughts at the end. All right, friends, hello. Let's get into look number 1 with the Till Death palette from Jolie Beauty. I'm very excited to dive into this palette. It's just so moody and pretty. I'm very attracted to the swampy greens. That's just very much what I'm wanting to channel today, so I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna do a little bit of a halo eye. I think that could be fun. But before I do, as far as my accessories go, I just have these earrings, which they were a gift from a friend, but one of you informed me that they're from the brand While Odin Sleeps. I wrote it down, so I hopefully won't forget. So While Odin Sleeps. And yeah. Let's move on in now to this first look. I'm gonna prime with my Profusion pigment base. Just gonna do a nice little layer of that. I'm just blending it out with a concealer brush from Makeup by Mario. So I think I want to start with cremation. Let's just dive right into the olive before I start deepening things up. I'm gonna use an E38 blendy brush from Sigma. And I'm just going to very lightly kind of tap this in the inner and outer part of my eye. I'm gonna leave the middle as blank as possible. That's a very moody grayish olive. That's very, very pretty and swampy and what I'm in the mood for today. So just kind of focusing on that inner and outer portion of my lid and crease. I'm not taking it up or out too far. Just trying to get a little bit of that shape kind of forming to start with. And I'll go ahead and smoke out that lower lash line. I'm not gonna halo the lower lash. I'm just gonna have it smoky all the way across and just making sure that connects in that outer corner. I'm gonna start deepening things up a little bit. I'm gonna take Deceased, this sparkly black. I'm just using a very tiny amount of this on this Sigma pencil brush, the E30. And I'm just going to kind of take and just sort of tuck it in the pocket of that inner and outer corner. I also will run this along that lower lash line as well, just to get it really close and dark and depthy, if you will. It's gonna be one of those looks that looks a little terrifying until it's done, but it's all gonna come together. It's gonna be just very smoky, moody, and I'm ready for it. I'm gonna take that first brush again now with a little bit more of cremation, just to re-intensify it and also to help blend out that sparkly black just a little bit. Again, I'm not taking this out super far. I want to keep it fairly close to like my actual eye, but I am trying to create a blend as well. I do feel like the fusion of those two colors ended up just looking gray. Like very much does not look green at all, but you know, that's fine. I will bring in more green with the shimmers and stuff. Let's move on to some shimmer now. I'm gonna start with my NYX Glitter Primer, of course, just to prep, make it so my shimmers pop really nicely and so that they stay put. So I'm going to just run this across my lid. Nothing too crazy. I'm not doing anything cut creasy or anything like that. Basically, I want Till Death on the inner and outer and Undying on the middle, and then I will put sparkly stuff over top of it as well. But I'm gonna start with just these more satiny shimmers first. So I'm taking Till Death. This is gonna go kind of on top of that sparkly black a little bit, just to kind of create more depth in that inner and outer before I lay down my spotlight in the middle. And now I'm gonna take Undying, and that's gonna go right in between, and I'm just gonna make sure all those shimmers kind of blend together really nicely before I add the more sparkly stuff. This looks nice. I do feel like I'm just not a big satin kind of person. Like I want a little bit more of a metallic pop, but this isn't bad. This isn't bad. And maybe if you're someone who's just like not into the super sparkly shimmers, that's the thing now, you'd probably love this, because this is definitely not going to give you that like more emollients kind of shimmer, you know? Just kind of running my brush to make sure that all blends nicely together. And I do just want to pop a little bit of Buried right in the center as well, just for a little bit more sparkle, a little bit more pop. Oh yeah, just the glitz and gleam that that leaves. This doesn't feel like a traditional pressed glitter. This is more of like a sparkly shimmer kind of thing, because it doesn't feel gritty, but this definitely has a lot more glitz, obviously, than what I've already used. So I kind of started in the middle, and now that I have less on my finger, I'm just kind of going from inner to outer just to disperse it. That is so cute. Sparkle really just makes everything better, in my opinion. I'm gonna take this shade Adore now, this other sparkle one. I'm gonna put that in my inner corner, and there is somebody weed whacking right outside my house. What is happening? Why are you doing that? That is really pretty. I really like that inner corner spotlight. That's really cute. So yeah, this is pretty much the look. Just a very like smoky, grungy olive. My goodness. Can you hear that? How rude. Well, I feel like my time here is up. I'm gonna finish my look while Weed Whacker Man gets it out of his system. Here's the final look complete. I ended up going with just mascara today because also in this video I wanted to start testing out the new Lush Lash mascara by Bella Beauty Bar. And I mean, it's pretty nice. I'm pretty impressed. It doesn't claim to be waterproof or anything, but it's actually holding a decent-ish curl in my lashes. My lashes are very straight and stubborn and don't want to hold a curl. So the fact that they look fairly up and long is very impressive, honestly. So I want to just go with no lashes today so I can fully test this out all day long. I don't know if I'll go no lashes for this entire video. I'll just go day by day based on how I'm feeling. But today I'm feeling just mascara and I'm very much enjoying it. I also did throw on my eye pencil. I don't know what this is because the name got rubbed off, but it's from ColourPop, and I'll have it in my description box linked below if it still exists. And my lip combo today is Char Pencil from Unearthly. I just kind of lined and filled in and then blended it out a little bit. And then I topped Cup of Tea Liquid Lip from Likely Makeup. I just did a few dots in the middle and then just kind of blotted it out to give a very just like diffused, blurred kind of brown effect. So this is the final look. I hope you like it. I think it came out really, really pretty. I like this sparkly olivey halo. I think it's looking pretty good. So let's move on now to look number 2. All right, look number 2. I'm gonna hop into it. I'm gonna be playing with the Melted Mattes from Bella Beauty Bar. I'm just really excited, honestly. I don't think I've ever seen like a half neutral, half neon palette before. I also don't play with predominantly mattes very often. I do think I'm gonna add a little bit of sparkle with like a little graphic liner kind of moment, but it is primarily gonna be a full matte look today, which is pretty fun. A little out of the box for me. I'm a shimmer queen. But as far as my accessories go, this ring is from Regal Rose. This necklace is from Shop Sun & Co. And listen, these earrings I've had for so long. I've worn them so many times, and for some reason, for the life of me, I cannot remember the name of the brand who makes them. So if I figure it out, I'll pop it up on the screen, or maybe one of you can remind me because I simply can't remember. I was even trying to look through old videos and then I lost patience trying to figure it out. So sorry about that. But let's just hop into this look. Let me just get all my hair out of my face. I'm gonna prime again with the Profusion Pigment Primer, and I am gonna actually try to focus just a little bit of this on the upper crease because I am gonna be using this again to cut my crease. And since I know I'm gonna be doing a cut crease, I don't wanna layer like a ton of product all over my lid. So I'm gonna prime mostly just like the top half of my lid, which is kind of silly, but that's gonna work better in the long run. So I'm not layering multiple layers of this primer by the time I go to cut the crease. So I think I wanna do kind of a reddish neutral with the crease. I'm gonna make it very dark and depthy. And then I want to plaster lots of neons all over the lid and inner corner. I think it's gonna be very cool. So I'm gonna start with this matte right here, this kind of dark reddish sort of color. I'm gonna use this little Game Beauty E07 brush. And I am going to just tuck this right in that crease. I love a long, flexible brush like this for this purpose because it allows me to kind of blend, as you can see, but it keeps it very tucked exactly where I put it. That is looking pretty nice. Pretty nice. To help blend that out, I want to take this bright orangey shade. I know that's very bright, and I said I want a neutral-ish crease, but this combined with the neutral mattes is what's going to help pull it all together. This is an E42 from Sigma. I'm just going to tap that off, and I'm going to start blending this kind of right on top of what I just did. I am going to be going in with the black as well to really deepen this up, and then I'll be using that shimmery topper later to create a little bit of a graphic liner just to add some more crispiness in between. But I want to kind of get this blend solidified before I deepen it up more, if that makes sense. All right, going in now with that black. I do want to blend a little bit more with the lighter shade, but I want to add a little bit of depth now. First, so I'm going to take this little pencil brush from Sigma, my E30, and I'm going to tuck this so deep in the crease. Just like so extra deep. Kind of right up against. Not so that this black takes over, but literally just to help add a little bit more depth and dimension. I'm just kind of going in now with my previous brushes with just a tiny bit more of those previous colors, just to help further solidify everything. And again, like the black didn't really take over, it just kind of added a little bit more darkness, which is nice. Before I cut the crease, I just want to finish off with this like tangerine-y sort of shade. I'm going to use my Sigma E38 brush, which is kind of like a fluffy little blendy guy. I'm going to tap it off so I don't have a ton of product. And I just want to use this just to help further blend the very edges of this shade. Looking super soft and blendy and adorable. We love. I'm pretty happy with how this start is going, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut the crease now. So taking more of my Profusion pigment base, which is why I didn't want to slather a ton of it on my actual lid earlier, just to try not to layer it a ton. I feel like especially like if you have too much cream happening and then I'm only using mattes, it's like a recipe for disaster. So I'm just going to tippy tap some of this across my lid. I'm gonna look up to kind of see where my lid naturally creases. And this is just an Unearthly 8-18 brush. Just something flat so I can really get in there and kind of carve out what's happening as best as I can. I have to be really close to a mirror, so this is kind of the best I can show you now, but I'm kind of just following like my crease, kind of going where that transfer happened earlier and just kind of sliding it up just to get everything prepped and crispy for the other mattes. Okay, I have that kind of ready to go now. So I'm going to be definitely using the yellow as my inner corner. I just have to. So I feel like for the rest of my lid, I want to use this like neon peach kind of in the front half, maybe blend it into this like bright pink, and then maybe blend it into this purpley pink, kind of a little bit of a gradient. I think that'll be fun. I'm gonna use this Sigma E57, just kind of like small flat packing brush. I'm gonna start with the neon peach. That is so pretty. So I'm just gonna lightly tippy tap. Whoa, that is very nice. Wow, that's really cool. I'm very excited about this look actually. So I'm just kind of taking this right up against where that cut is. And I'm only taking it about 1/3 of the way across the lid. Using the same brush for now, I'm just flipping to the clean side. I'm gonna take that bright pink. That is so cute. And I'm gonna tap this right next to that neon peach. This is so summer and so cute. Whoa. What a fun little thing happening right now. So I'm just gonna kind of smush those two shades together, get a little bit of a gradient forming. These mattes are really soft too. I feel like typically if I play with neon mattes, which I haven't played with that many, but typically when I have, they're a little bit drier of a formula. These are still really, really soft like their other shadows, which is beautiful. So taking that final like purpley shade now, I'm grabbing a new brush because I need a new one. I'm just gonna use this one from Singe. It's the, what are you? The E01. And I'm just gonna tippy tap that again against that cut. And I do want this shade to kind of just fade out. I'll probably use even a little bit of the white matte just to help blend this all into nothing as I get to the outside of my lid. So I'm just doing little pats for now. I'll even grab a little bit of that pink and just kind of tippy tap and make sure that's all blending nicely. I'm gonna use this E40 brush from Sigma, just a big blendy brush with the white shade. And I'm just going to use that just to kind of buff at the edge of that purpley pink, just so that it all kind of fades out and doesn't have like as harsh of a line toward the end of my lid, you know? Now I'm taking the bright neon yellow. That is the star of the show in this palette. I'm gonna use this little Lethal Cosmetics 215 brush. I am just going to pop that right there in the inner corner. Oh, that is so pretty. Yes. And again, I'll take that brush that I used with the white matte just to help blend the edge of that yellow as well. This is so fun. This is so, so fun. I love it. And now I know I said this is a predominantly matte look, but you know, I just can't help myself. I'm gonna top some of my Fenty How Many Carats Diamond Balm just on everything. I'm just gonna use that same big fluffy brush. I just love the sparkle and the glimmer. And I just think it'll just make this look so cute. Like, it's not gonna take away anything. It's just gonna add tiny little reflex. I love that. It just added a little something without taking anything away. I am gonna do my little graphic liner with this Menagerie topper now. This is in the shade Sea Dragon. I just thought this could be a fun little, I don't know, twinkly moment in the crease. Obviously you could leave it as is. I don't know, when I'm doing a full cut crease like this, sometimes it's just nice to have a little something to help break it up even more. I'm just gonna use this little Gavisi GV12 brush, just like a really skinny little brush. Again, this is probably something I'm more so gonna have to do off camera because I need a mirror so close to my face, but I'll try my best. I'm just gonna draw this really right where that cut is. Nothing too crazy. And doing something like this as opposed to a liner is just gonna be so much easier and more forgiving than just like a full-on liquid liner. Looking so cute and so fun. I'm gonna finish up this eye and then complete the rest of my look. By the way, that mascara held up so good all day. So provided my lashes still look halfway decent, if I do just mascara again, I might do just mascara again, because I really liked the way my lashes looked all day long. They stayed pretty upright, which was impressive for me. That doesn't happen often. Here's look number 2, and I am stoked about this look. I think it is so fun, just bright and out there and summery and so cool. I'm excited to play with this palette more. These neons behaved pretty well. I feel like I played with some neon mattes that are much more patchy. I might have gotten some mascara on my lid. That's fine. I think this look is fun. I think it's cool. I did end up throwing just the yellow eye pencil from Odin's Eye just to enhance that yellow inner corner more. I went with just mascara again. I feel like it's pretty cute. I just did not have it in me to fight with false lashes today. And then my lip combo today is the ColourPop Westwood So Juicy pencil with a little bit of the ColourPop Passenger Princess Plumping Gloss Balm, just a little bit in the center. And I think it's pretty darn cute, so yeah, let's move on now to look number 3. All right, moving on now to look number 3. It is the Glaminatrix Barely Basic palette. Fun fact, actually, I didn't know this palette was even gonna be in this particular video. I wasn't sure what the third palette was gonna be. I was just kind of hoping the universe would bestow it upon me by the time I got to this look, and it happened. And I was like, Glaminatrix, will this palette be revealed by such and such date? And here we are. Here she is. This is so cute, and as you can tell, it is Halloween. I mean, you can't see it here, but you'll see it in the intro. I have jack-o'-lantern skeletons on my shirt, and I have jack-o'-lantern earrings. These are from Undoubtedly Mad, and then I just have Old Basic Choker. But I am feeling the Halloween vibes today. I want orange all over my lid and probably some smoked out purple on the lower lash line. I think that's what I'm feeling for this look. So I'm gonna dive in. I'm gonna prime with my Profusion primer. Blend some of this across my lids. I'm very excited. I really enjoy Glaminatrix formulas, and these shimmers look gorgeous. I was swatching this yesterday for the B-roll for you, and these shimmers seem outstanding, so very excited about that. So for the upper lid, I'm gonna be doing these 3 oranges. So Review, Blended into Comment, Blended into Pumpkin Spice. These shade names crack me up. They are so funny. So starting with my E27 brush with Review. And I'm just going to kind of focus this really, I guess, on like that outer half of my lid. And I'm not gonna put this on the lower lash line because I want the purple to be on the lower lash line. This is a very pigmented, rich orange. This is really yummy. I'm very excited. I'm decorating for Halloween so soon, and I cannot wait. It's gonna be so much fun. My house is spooky year round, but I'm ready to bust out like the actual pumpkins and the things that say Happy Halloween. It's just gonna bring me so much serotonin. That looks pretty nice. Taking Comment, that mid-toned orange on my Sigma E38 brush. I'm gonna do kind of the same thing. I'm just blending the edges of where I placed that first shade. I'm using very light pressure here, not going too crazy. I just want to help kind of buff and blend the edge of that dark orange out. And again, I'm kind of trying to avoid that lower lash line a bit because I want that to be saved for my purple. This is gonna be so fun. And now taking my big Sigma E40 brush on that lightest orange, Pumpkin Spice. I need some pumpkin spice in my life. I actually have some pumpkin spice Chobani yogurt flips in my fridge right now. So that makes me so happy. The fact that I was able to find something pumpkin-y in July. There's not much more I need in this world. So just kind of blending at the edge of that just to kind of finish off that blend before I go in with my orange shimmer. This is already looking so good. These are really pretty, just burnt oranges. I love them. I'm gonna take my NYX Glitter Primer now to prep for my shimmer. Just gonna use my finger since my nails are short. And I'm gonna be using this orangey gold shimmer Viral. Oh, that is so pretty. I'm just gonna smash that all over. Whoa, that is some pretty shifty dimension. Whoa, the way that really shifts from orange into like gold into pink almost. That's really pretty. I want to roll around in this shade. Then obviously if you wanted to recreate this look, but you were just feeling the orange vibe, I would just repeat the same mattes on my lower lash line, or even leave the lower lash line blank. It doesn't necessarily have to be done. But this is kind of the first step of this look, but I do want to add some purple pizzazz to that lower lash line. So I'm going to be using Holy Grail into Like, just using these two purples here. I'm going to start with my Sigma E30 pencil brush and just kind of place some of that purple against my lower lash line. And then taking Like on my Sigma E42 brush. Also, why is Weed Whacker Man back? Wasn't he here in like look number 1? What is happening? What is happening? But I'm just smudging at the edge of that dark purple against the lower lash line. I do want to take some of Hashtag now. I'm just going to use that same Sigma E42 brush. I just wiped it off first. And I just want to pop some of that purple shimmer on that lower lash line. That is so cute. And then for the inner corner, I want FYP, like For You page. Just popping that right there in the inner corner. I feel like that actually complements the orangey stuff and the purpley stuff really, really nicely. I'm liking that a lot. A lot. Well, I just need some mascara and an eye pencil in my lips while Weed Whacker Man continues to get it out of his system. Like, literally, what is happening? I love this look. I think it came out so pretty. I just love how glowy that shimmer is on the lids. It's giving cozy fall vibes, and I just love this. I think this is so nice. I think these shadows behaved so beautifully, and I'm very impressed. I can't wait to play with this one more. The eye pencil I threw in is Charmer from ColourPop. I felt like it went with that plummy lower lash line. Again, just sticking with just mascara. I've really been impressed with this Bella Beauty Bar mascara. It's been really nice. My lip combo today is the ColourPop Slay So Juicy Pencil with the Kaleidos Hot Pursuit Lip Glaze over top, and I like the overall finish of it. I think it came out really nice, but let's zoom out and I'll give you my thoughts on these palettes so far. Thank you so much for watching my video. I had so much fun creating these 3 different looks. I loved playing with these 3 different palettes. I think they were such a fun time to play with. I loved how drastically different they all were as well. Let's talk about them. First, I have the Till Death palette, and I do still think this is such a beautiful color story. It is dark and sultry and grungy, but still kind of like romantic. I think this color story is really pretty. My main gripe with this one is I wish there weren't like satiny shimmers in here. I wish they were just going full on like shimmer, like give me a little bit more. I feel like the satins are just a little too subtle just for my personal preference, but you might be into that. You might not be into the super like shifty, glitzy kind of sparkle. You might be into a more muted shimmer, and if that's the case, you would love this. And I think formula-wise for everything else that I tried, it's really pretty. The mattes are very pigmented and very blendable, and the sparkly shades are so, so cute. And I like that even if they are like glittery, they don't feel like that gritty pressed glitter like we used to see back in like 2019, 2020, 2021. This is definitely a more elevated version. I've used one of their palettes in the past, and I had similar feelings about these satins, but back then the palettes were pretty much all satins and then just like a couple special shades. This one I feel like is a little bit more balanced, which I do appreciate. The Melted Mattes palette is so much fun. I had such a good time playing with this. I felt like everything was so just buttery and smooth and creamy to work with. I'm very impressed with these neons. I felt like they held up really well on my lids all day when I wore this palette. I'm very excited to play with this one some more. I'm gonna be playing with all of these palettes again, so just stay tuned on like Instagram and YouTube Shorts. I cannot wait. I'm also very excited to play with the Molten Chromes and the blush palette that launches alongside of this, so just stay tuned for that as well. It is coming. I think I will have videos before launch for sure. If I can will it into existence, I will. But I'm very impressed with this. I don't play with all mattes very often, but I feel like this was a very fun and creative way to do an all matte palette in a formula that is really, really beautiful. And if you're someone who loves like half neutral, half color, or if you're someone who wants to dabble into some pops of neon, this would be such a fun palette for that. Like you can do whatever neutral look suits your fancy that day and add little pops of color. It is such a fun idea. And last but not least, we have the Barely Basics palette from Glaminatrix. This was such a treat to play with. I love how this look came out. I feel like these mattes were so rich and pigmented, but they blended out with such ease. I did not have to work very hard at all. These shimmers are something so special. They have the most pretty shifts. They're so smooth in texture. They don't have that very emollient shifty shimmer feeling, which I personally don't have an issue with. I don't really deal with creasiness with stuff like that, but I know some people do. So this is a much more like smooth, not emollient squishy kind of formula. This is beautiful. Very, very excited to dive into this one some more. I'm very much feeling the fall vibes. I can feel it now. This is gonna be in my fall favorites this year. This is absolutely stunning. I feel like this was such a fun roundup of palettes. I'm very excited to continue revisiting them, and I would just love to hear your thoughts. What are you thinking? Do you already have the Till Death palette? Do you have the other 2 palettes on your wish list? Have you tried these brands before? Which look was your favorite? I don't even know if I can pick a favorite. They were all so pretty in their own way. They were all so drastically different, and I loved them so much. If you made it to the end of this video, out of these 3 palettes, pick your favorite and leave emojis to represent it. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Helps my channel out a lot, and if you're not already, you can follow me over on Instagram. I'm Baddie Bean there as well. Also, if you wanna, you can subscribe. I'm posting most days over here, and also you can join my channel memberships. The link to sign up will be down below. You'll get fun little perks, including a members only video once a month. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Okay, bye.